pot in with a little common sense. 103.3 The GOAT, the greatest sports talk of all time.
The rumors are true.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Dave Schultz and SportsChat are back.
I'm back, baby! I'm back!
One change, though.
I'm sorry, that deal's now off the table.
What?
We live in a different world than we did just 30 seconds ago.
Instead of waking you up, he's taking you home from work.
Hey, Dad, you want to have a catch? I'd like that.
Talking Cajuns, Tigers, Saints, all of it.
I am your father.
Buckle up, Acadiana.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
It's time for Sports Chat with Dave Schultz on 103.3 The GOAT.
I can't wait. So how you like me now? 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 Remember the time when I
All right, Dave Schultz, Lynn Burton back on a Monday afternoon Sports Chat, 103.3 The GOAT. We'll get back to the football conversation following our next guest. Brian Harman ends up winning the Open Championship. I believe outside of his family, our next guest was the only person in the entire world to pick Brian Harman to win the Open Championship. He has forwarded me some Venmo money to buy some drinks at Sunbelt Media Days. He is Ryan Ballingy. Ryan, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
Not as good as you.
That was a nice little weekly pay jump.
When did you realize he was going to win it? Because, I mean, the other guys were running out of holes, and it was like, well, he's still on 11. So it was kind of odd that he was so far behind the guys chasing him.
Yeah, I mean, I spent most of the afternoon yesterday just waiting for something bad to happen. I think that's what a lot of bettors do when they have like one of these kind of crazy tickets, or you know it could absolutely happen. It probably will happen, but that it might not happen. And once he got past the tee shot on 18, it was like, okay, here we go. Everything's going to be fine. But it took me that long to feel like, all right, we got this thing in the bag.
Didn't he tee off 18 with like a 6-stroke lead?
Yeah, but there's out of bounds to the right. There's all kinds of mud to the left. You never know what kind of crazy crap can happen in golf. And as long as Jean Van de Velde is alive and I'm alive, I'll remember what Jean Van de Velde did. So I will always keep that in mind.
Well, let's talk about this because I guess I had tuned in. He still had a 5-stroke lead, and then bada boom, bada bing, John Rahm makes a putt, and he bogeys, and a 5-stroke lead is down to 3. And after that, it was all Harman.
Yeah, it really was. He bogeys 2 and 5, puts one in the gorse, makes a nice 6 actually after taking an unplayable, taking a penalty stroke with it. Makes a couple birdies, gets back to square, and never looked back. Once he got those 2 birdies on the front 9 to square himself back up for the day, I don't think he was catchable. I mean, there were too many people in front of him that had too few holes left to do anything, and they all just kind of fell by the wayside as they ran out of holes or didn't convert opportunities, or they had some bogeys of their own. I mean, it wasn't particularly easy on Sunday to play golf in that horrible weather. So it was just kind of a matter of whittling it down until there was no one that could get you. And that was the right strategy with the big lead is don't make a lot of mistakes, make birdies when you have to, and then just kind of let everybody else run out of holes, and then you win by default.
We're talking with Ryan Ballingy, Golf News Net, on a Monday afternoon Sports Chat, 103.3 The GOAT. All right, tell us a little bit about Brian Harman because he's always there. He's always, playing on Sunday. He hasn't won a whole lot, but that doesn't mean he hasn't won a whole lot of money. They listed off his amateur record, and Azinger was like, "Well, that's a really impressive resume." Last month, or I guess last month when we were going through, or maybe it was earlier this month with the baseball draft in LSU, and it's like baseball's really hard, and you see some really good college players that are struggling at the lower levels of baseball, and you get a Brian Harman out there. He just hasn't broken through a little bit. He's made a nice career, right? If he's got a place on Skinny Atlas Lake, he's doing really well in upstate New York, but. What hasn't clicked during his pro career that clicked when he was an amateur and a really good one?
I mean, he's won 2 times as a PGA Tour player. It's just he's a short guy who doesn't hit the ball far in a sport where power is increasingly important and courses are increasingly longer. It's just hard for a guy like that to win week to week. Doesn't mean he's a bad player. I mean, he's got a world-class short game. He's a very solid ball striker, but he's also particularly streaky. And so when you're streaky, you know, you kind of go through these stretches where you're off in the wilderness, not playing well and hard to make checks. But he has done something I think is very remarkable. He's been on tour for 15 years. And I don't care how many wins you have. If you keep a PGA Tour card for a decade and a half, you are a mighty talented golfer.
Yeah.
And the last 3 times out, played very well against the competition, did great at the Scottish Open in some brutal weather, played well at the Travelers, which is a tournament he typically likes and plays well. It just kind of seemed like in the right position right now to win this major. And I mean, that's why I put the money on him. But he's just a guy that's very steady. He's not remarkable in really anything that he does. But this week, he'll be forever remembered for probably one of the most remarkable putting performances in the history of the Open. So that's what it took to be able to win a major championship, is an incredible week with the putter.
Yeah, and he actually had one, right? He kept on rolling in. It wasn't like he was making these 5-footers for par yesterday. He was making these 10 to 15 to 20-footers for birdie, and that's how he kind of coasted, regardless of what you think, to a victory. He had to wait till he teed off on 18 to start counting your money.
Yeah, and I mean, he is typically a very good putter. He's got a very good short game, very, very smart about that. And I think that's kind of necessary for a guy that just doesn't hit it all that far off the tee. He could be as straight as you want, but if you're hitting 200-yard iron shots in compared to guys who are hitting 150-yard iron shots, eventually you're going to probably lose most of the time. So it's not like he's getting bigger or stronger. He's 36 years old. None of that's changing. So great for him to be able to do this. It's an awesome accomplishment, and it's one of the more dominant victories in the Open in recent memory, and that belongs to that guy. It's pretty cool.
Talking to Ryan Ballingy from Golf News Net on a Monday afternoon sports chat, 103.3 The GOAT. All right, so I kind of like the new major schedule, right? The PGA is put in May, so we have, you know, Masters, PGA, U.S. Open, and Open Championship all within 4 months, and now what are we doing? Is this the only problem? What's the back end?
Well, next step, we have 2 weeks of regular PGA Tour events, and then we get into the FedEx Cup playoffs, which I think actually will take on an interesting meaning finally, because they've got rid of all the dead weight, stopped having 125 guys get in. Now it's 70 players who get in the first leg, and that seems like a much more substantial cutoff. And then they'll go down to the top 50. Well, that first event is for something pretty serious, because everybody who's in the top 50 at the end of the season will get into all the designated events, all the $20 million purse events. If you're in the top 50, you're in every single one of them next year, outside of the majors. So that's a pretty big deal. And then if you get into the top 30, obviously you get your chance to win the $18 million, but you also get into 3 of the 4 majors, effectively all 4 majors next year. So there's a lot to play for in the playoffs in terms of your earning capacity, in terms of actual money you can make. So there's going to be some natural drama to that. And then at the end of September, we get the Ryder Cup. So it's a great year for that. And the week before that is actually the Solheim Cup on the LPGA in Spain. Then they go right over to Italy for the Ryder Cup. So a pretty cool little 2-week stretch for team golf, too.
What are we doing with Justin Thomas? What is going on there? Is he going to miss the FedEx Cup playoffs?
That's why he's playing this week at the 3M Open. He needs to get in the top 70 pretty bad. Really wants to be in the top 50. I mean, as a superstar player, if you walk out of this season without a top 50 place, you're going to have to play a whole lot more golf to get into each and every single one of these designated events. I mean, he gets into the Masters and the other 3 majors, of course, because he won last year's PGA. But that's still kind of an embarrassing thing if you can't make the top 50. Given who he has been and where he has been in the official world golf ranking for basically the last 7 years, been a part of the top 10 or 15. So it's a rough time for him right now. I really don't know what it is that's wrong. I don't know if it's mental or physical or personal or golf. Who knows? But he's going to have to figure out something really quickly to get through these next few weeks, get in the playoffs, and make sure he gets to the next stage.
So, I mean, his father is basically his coach, or not basically. I think his father is his coach, been that way the whole time. Do you go get some outside help to say what we're not seeing? You know, do you bring in the sports psychologist, which I'm sure they already have tried that? You know, do you try to grind it out, or you just try to, you know, do what you've been doing and hope it comes together?
And the tough thing about golf is it's a cliche, but it is a process. Typically, people don't see results overnight, and you might have glimmers of hope here and there, like JT did at the Travelers, where he had that round of 62 or whatever it was, 60, whatever, a great round, and then just couldn't have anything to surround it to help him, and he has been awful since. So I think he just kind of have to grind this out the tough way and figure, dig his way out, so to speak. And it's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen in 3 weeks. And that means he's probably not going to play the Ryder Cup. But if he can commit to something that will help him and help him continue to get back to where he was as a player, this might be a conversation we're not having next year, but it might take until next year sometime to get there.
We're talking with Ryan Ballingy, Golf News Net, and Monday Afternoon Sports Chat. All right, tell us, is there any difference on how the Ryder Cup teams are selected, right? You kind of qualify via points or rankings, and then you get 2 captain's picks. Is that the deal still?
No, completely different now.
Well, I'm glad I asked. There you go.
With the 2021 Ryder Cup, they decided they would do away with the system that they had on both sides, and it was 6 players automatically qualified and 6 players got captain's picks. So the top 6 qualifiers on the American side are just based on the points list. On the European side, they have the top 3 players based on the DP World Tour points list and the top 3 players based on the official World Golf ranking. So a lot of both teams are pretty well set at this point. I think there's probably a mystery of maybe 3 or 4 guys on each side that aren't clearly in, just based on whether they've never had experience in the Ryder Cup, or maybe they do have some, but they're kind of on the periphery of the points list for either team. So there'll still be some intrigue here over the next few weeks, which might give us another side note of things to be interested in the FedEx Cup playoffs. But for as much as the Americans dominated with the 12 that they had 2 years ago, there's going to be a ton of turnover on this team between. Like Dustin Johnson's not going to play, but now you're going to have Wyndham Clark. Brian Harmon definitely wasn't on it 2 years ago. He's going to be on it. Justin Thomas very well will not be on this team. So you're going to see a number of players from both sides that are either making their debuts or maybe a comeback, but for the most part, totally new blood in this Ryder Cup.
How are they handling the Live Tour guys?
Well, the PGA of America said if you earn enough points to qualify, you make the team. Well, I mean, that's basically Brooks Koepka, right? He's really the only live guy that matters in terms of points because he won the PGA Championship, and you get double points only if you win a major. So he's earned more than enough. I mean, he has to be on it. But other live guys just don't have enough points, and they aren't even close enough to be considered, I don't think. I mean, you can consider maybe Dustin Johnson or Taylor Gooch because they've won multiple times on live, but Taylor Gooch has been awful in the majors or anytime he's played any competition that requires 72 holes in a better field. So what's the reason to pick him? So I really think Brooks is going to be the only representative from live on this team, but he should be a part of it.
What's coming up at Golf News Net?
Well, we got 2 majors this week. We have the Amundi Evian Championship, the 4th of 5 majors on the LPGA. It's in France. Should be a nice week for early morning golf. And then the Senior Open Championship is this week as well. That's a place called Royal Porthcawl in Wales, place that Bernhard Langer's won this championship twice. And he's probably one of the favorites along with Patrick Harrington. Then we got the 3M Open on the PGA Tour, like I said, with Justin Thomas kind of the headliner. But I'll be looking over to Europe for some more interesting golf, I think, this week.
And I'll be looking for my Venmo that you'll send me a little bit of something just because you're a good guy off your winnings from Brian Harmon winning the Open Championship. My goodness.
send you a couple beers worth of
there you go.
Of money.
I'm
are you
very
a beer
happy
guy,
with that.
Are you like a whiskey guy? Or?
I am a whiskey guy. I'm a bourbon guy.
Okay.
All right. I'm kidding, of course,
right.
Although I would appreciate it. He is Ryan Ballingy, Golf News Net. Thanks for coming on, Ryan. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. See, I don't think he got cash. I think it was a bonus bet.
Oh, okay.
But I think it was like 11,000 to 1.
Ooh, that's a good deal.
Like $20. Like he won over $2,000 or something like that.
Ooh, yeah.
But in bonus bets.
Okay. So he future.
So it's not money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Credit with DraftKings or wherever he's at.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was
Also, some breaking news in the NFL.
Okay.
Kadarius Toney injured. Yep, injured his knee.
Badly?
Aggravated his knee. Sunday will miss time in training camp per Adam Schefter. Chiefs do expect him to start the regular season.
He's always hurt.
Yeah, and it sucks because...
He's from Mobile. It sucks
because I thought he was... Like, he was explosive in Florida. We just thought the Giants didn't know how to use him pre-Dable. They didn't have a good coach. And we saw a little bit in the playoffs. They had that one play that quarterback documentary even highlighted. And Patrick was like, I'm so excited to get a full year with him. And now look at this, because he could have been their number one receiver if healthy. Fill that Tyreek Hill role, be the explosive wide receiver on the outside.
Right.
Because, do the Chiefs even have one? Because I don't think Juju's there anymore.
I don't think so either.
That's going to be interesting, because now they're not even playing with, let me see who their wide receivers are this year. That's very interesting if Tony's hurt. And so right now they are running Kekoa Crawford, Jerrion Ely, Ty Freifogel, Richie James, Sky Moore, I know him, Cornell Powell, Nikio Remigio, Rashee Rice, John Ross, trying to rehabilitate his career. That's good, because Patrick all he can do is run fast.
Right.
So Amir Smith-Marset, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he's going to have a big year if he can get his things
So far,
together.
he's the only one we know.
Justin
and
Watson.
John Ross.
I remember Sky Moore from last year.
Right.
Blake Bell, Kendall Blanton, Matt, and that's it. They need to pick up a wide receiver, Dave. Who do they like? Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That's it. That's scary, man. That means they're going to be passing a lot to Jerick McKinnon and Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce did tell me pick him again. He said you better. It would be a mistake. I see why.
Right. Well, we should have a 103.3 The GOAT fantasy team.
We do. We have a fantasy league. So
okay.
it's going to be me, you, Blaze,
right.
Nick, and all the callers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do we do a draft somewhere?
We should, because we didn't do one, but the callers would love if we did a draft.
Yeah, we'll
somewhere.
do one. Well, in fact, we could have a couple of teams, right?
Okay.
Because if we do one with us, then we can't have that big of a draft.
True.
So there's like four of us.
We have two leagues.
We'd have two leagues, like my league and then the producers league.
Okay.
Just to have a couple of dozen people in the league.
We could have the morning show and then the afternoon show.
That's right.
I'll just be part of this show because the morning show is 3 people.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Yeah, so we could do that. We'll take, get people to join in if they can't make it, but we'll have a live draft. But we should have it somewhere. Either Legends or BW3s or where'd you say?
I would love to do B-dubs because I love their food.
Something, wherever.
Yeah, I'm down.
Right.
I'll announce it on the morning show tomorrow.
All right. Well, we got to find a place to host it.
Oh, true.
So
That's why I said ask your peeps who you know.
Oh, ask your peeps.
Connects.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and then probably have to have the show there remotely.
That'd be awesome.
We couldn't get there in time.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a timeout. And by the way, when we do a draft, it's like the week before.
Yeah, the league starts.
I don't do drafts now.
No, I hate pre-seed. No.
I know people who did their drafts last month.
Yeah, dynasty people. They draft as soon as the NFL draft happens. They do their dynasty draft so they can have it forever. I'm a normal PPR, one season draft kind of guy. I get rid of that team after the season's over.
Let's take a timeout. Back after this. If Bill Belichick gets fired, where's he going to go?
I like it.
Back after this. Dave Schultz, Linda Burton, 103.3 The GOAT.
Shining down like water.
Think goats have 4 stomachs. Otherwise, there's no way we could swallow some of these takes.
Hey, goat, what's going on out there?
103.3 The GOAT. The greatest sports talk of all time.
Are you ready to smell better naked? I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the OBGYN creator of Lumi, the whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours on pits, feet, privates, and beyond. It's pH optimized to safely and effectively control odor anywhere you have it, but wish you didn't. Plus, it's proven to work better than a shower with soap alone. Whether you shower twice a day or 3 times a week, Lumi works better. And did we mention it's aluminum free? With over 200,000 5-star reviews, I'm so sure you're going to love it, or you can return it for free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 500 and get an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, free product of your choice, and ships free with code 500. LUME deodorant.com, code 500 for an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack. Love it or return it for free. That's LUME deodorant.com, code 500.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
Well, it's a patented key ingredient called testofen. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. It's backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text ROCK to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text ROCK to 321321. That's ROCK to 321321.
Ernie Johnson and Charles Barkley welcoming you back to Susan's Cubicle here in Accounts Payable. What an afternoon of nonstop bookkeeping action, Charles. Are you kidding me? She set herself a reminder to get out of that chair and move.
That's a smart use of a timeout.
She's somehow still reading her emails while getting her heart rate up and moving her muscles. Healthy habits that could lower your risk of cancer.
Uh-oh, it's Karen from the IT department.
This is a wrinkle no one saw coming. She means well, but she just derailed the yoga class down in accounts receivable.
There she goes to one of her usual distractions.
But Susan just tosses her a no-look wave.
That's a crazy move.
Let's watch that again. She's stretching, and there's the effortless side wave.
Susan's putting on a clinic.
Susan from Accounts Payable. Dominating. Just get moving. It helps in the prevention of so many cancers.
Stand Up to Cancer and Optum want to help you reduce your risk for cancer. Visit takeahealthystand.org.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the sheep sleeps tonight.
It just isn't the same without the lion. Join the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance today. Visit sdzwa.org.
Thirsty for intelligent sports talk? Sounds like you need a little Gatorade. 103.3 The GOAT. The greatest sports talk of all time.
On the cards. But it's strictly rhythm. He doesn't want to make it cry or sing. If any no guitar is all.
All right, Dave Schultz, Lyndon Burton on a Monday afternoon sports chat. 103.3 The GOAT will be live from Sunbelt Media Days Tuesday and Wednesday. I know some people are only going in for one day, but might as well go for two. Yeah, we get to find the East, keep track of the East. One of us does a Sunbelt podcast, so that'll help out with that.
Facts.
I do appreciate the station taking care of us down in New Orleans. All right, so we did post. I don't know if it was I guess it was both last week. You know, Feinbaum said that Saban is in trouble. His legacy is in trouble. I don't really buy that if he doesn't get to the if he doesn't win the championship. I mean, talk about championship or bust. Although he's the one who set that standard. And then Belichick, according to Tom E. Kern, who's been covering them forever up in New England, says Belichick's on the hot seat. I don't think Bill Belichick is getting fired this year. I guess the bottom could fall out, and maybe he is, and they got to start again because Mac Jones lost all confidence. Who knows? But this is only coming on places where he could go.
Okay, what you got for me?
If the season doesn't end up in an AFC championship appearance,
he's fired. If they
no. If the Chargers don't end up in the AFC championship
now
game,
we're cooking. Okay,
he's going to be gone. That's tough to do. AFC is going to be really hard. Going to get a new coach out for not San Diego, Los Angeles for the Chargers. The Bills, unfortunately for them, just extended McDermott. I would have done that. I don't think he's the right guy for the job. And then they may be regressing. We'll see. They haven't figured everything out. Who knows what the Stephon Diggs thing is. But I would have done that one, but I don't think McDermott's going anywhere. Out of spite, say the Jets don't make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's relatively healthy. It's not, Rodgers doesn't get hurt in like week 4 or something like that. They're healthy. They're just not good enough. Well, that'll be year 3 under Robert Saleh. If Belichick is fired, out of spite, does he go to the Jets? Out of spite?
Yeah.
And also I'm taking out, the GM portion of the show. Okay, if he wants to be GM, he wants to run the whole show, then he's not coming to my place. I'm only hiring Bill Belichick to be the coach. He can help with the players, but the GM has a final say. Kind of like a Sean Payton, Mickey Loomis type of deal, although I think Payton probably had the final say. But generally speaking, this is what we're doing. Someone's going to oversee that part of the operation, and I don't want it to be Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
for sure. I don't think Mike McDaniel's going anywhere, but we got...
I like the Chargers one.
Chargers?
That's the one that makes
potential. The Jets, I'm not even a big... Is it
Zach Taylor with the Bengals? I'm not a Zach Taylor fan either.
I'm not. He's had a good regular season last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, it just feels like...
Mediocre, you can say it.
He's not a good football coach.
And look,
I think he lucked into the Super Bowl a little bit.
He has Joe like that.
I'm just not sure. They lose games that they should not lose.
And they win games that they shouldn't win.
Well, what games shouldn't they win?
Well,
Why shouldn't they be in every single game?
Because Dave, some of those games they won when that offensive line was terrible was literally on the back of Joe just doing some miracle stuff.
Well, but that's the way the game's played out. I'm talking about
scheme-wise.
I'm talking about they have a big win like over Kansas City, and then like the next week they lose to the Jets.
Yeah,
at the time.
I get you.
So I don't think he is that great of a coach.
Can I rank him? Because I think
we could do that. You know who else could do it? Who's the Browns head coach?
Oh yeah,
I think the Browns could do it. Although, did you hear Deshaun Watson again blame the media?
Stefanski.
I would get rid of him too. I'm not a big fan of Kevin Stefanski either.
A lot of those.
I don't think Stefanski or Zach Taylor know what they're doing.
A lot of those former Kyle Shanahan in what's the guy from the Rams? McVay. People aren't doing that well.
Right.
The Green Bay one's killing it, and the guy.
Well, I wouldn't say killing it.
True, he lost his quarterback. He did well.
He didn't get in the playoffs last year.
True. Before
they lost the home playoff game the year before.
Fair. The guy from the Vikings doing well.
I don't think he would go to the Packers because we don't know if they have a quarterback.
True, and that's why I was going to say. But see, I think it's quarterback and defense. That's why I say the Chargers. I think are a top team because Belichick likes his defense. The Chargers
you can fix the defense fast.
Sure, but he has pieces.
You can fix the defense quickly.
He has pieces that he can roll with,
right?
And a quarterback, and then the Bengals pieces that he likes as well on the defensive end,
right?
That's why I think both those teams are over the Jets. Younger quarterback and young defensive pieces he can work with.
Yeah, but I'm not sure Belichick is in it for the long term.
Oh, okay.
If he gets Aaron Rodgers for like 2-3 years,
and then you think he'd be done?
Win one Super Bowl, they both go out on top.
Gotcha.
That's right.
Gotcha.
All right. Ravens are set. Steelers are set. All right. Jaguars are set.
Yeah.
Doug Peterson actually beat Belichick, but I think Peterson has got something building there in Jacksonville.
I always liked Peterson as a coach. I thought he got kind of messed over on the Carson Wentz thing.
He did. But he gets a lot of credit for the Philly special.
True.
When he was the second guy in the game to run the play.
Yeah.
All right. The other guy ran the play and dropped the football.
Yeah.
So, all right. But he won the football game, so you got to give him credit. Titans, he's not going there.
No, they
Colts,
love
he's
Vrabel.
probably not going there.
No.
Texans, he's not going there either. All right.
Colts still have Wright, right? Frank Wright? Is he not the coach
No,
there?
he got fired.
Oh, yeah. It's Shane Steichen.
Good luck figuring out who that is.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, let's take a timeout. We'll do more of these coaches because I think there's not a shortage of landing spots.
Take him.
Depending on what happens here. Yeah, you got that right.
We would take him in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yep.
We could take him today.
Depending on what happens this season, you very well may end up with him. Yep. Back after this, Dave Schultz, Lyndon Burton. Monday afternoon Sports Chat, 103.3. They go.
Thirsty for intelligent sports talk? Sounds like you need a little Gatorade. 103.3 The GOAT. The greatest sports talk of all time.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Thinking about gas mileage? If your check engine light is on, it may be affecting your MPGs. But the free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help. With the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes, you'll know what's affecting your gas mileage and more. And you don't have to drive too far to find the fix. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service is available at all 6,200 stores.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
See details at AutoZone.com.
The mission of Paralyzed Veterans of America is clear. Accessibility. Veterans who have served and sacrificed the best of themselves deserve access to the best our country has to offer. Access to meaningful employment. Access to the veterans' benefits they've earned. Accessible homes and vehicles. And access to every part of their communities. With PVA staff working inside VA hospitals, no other veterans organization has provided more real-time, ongoing support for paralyzed veterans and their families. PVA is proud to serve veterans across all branches, all generations, and all conflicts. Our nation's heroes fought for your independence. Join PVA in fighting for theirs at pva.org.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Lafayette Roofing, from the roof to the roots of Acadiana. We know issues with your roof can be intimidating and maybe even expensive, but not if you call Lafayette Roofing. Big or small, we handle it all at a price you can afford. We also offer our standard 5-year labor and materials warranty. Lafayette Roofing takes pride in being in the heart of Acadiana and the official roofing company of your Ragin Cajuns. So if you need a roof, who else would you call? Call Lafayette Roofing. Our name says it all. 237-ROOF. That's 237-7663.
Dwight Andrus, a division of Hub International, is Louisiana's premier employee benefits and commercial insurance brokerage. Dwight Andrus can insure just about any risk that your business faces. Dwight Andrus specializes in the construction, healthcare, real estate, and hospitality industries. Chances are you're probably already doing business with someone who does business with Dwight Andrus. Dwight Andrus, a division of Hub International. Ask to speak with Harry Potter or Brant Etier. Visit them at dwightandrusinsurance.com.
Pardon us while we butt in with a little common sense. 103.3 The GOAT, the greatest sports talk of all time.
Is this a ballad?
She's a
good. I've been good not playing them.
Yeah.
This is a ballad.
It's a good song, though.
Yeah. Because I just realized a good girl, and yeah, it's a ballad.
But this, you know what the problem with this is with me?
She's a good girl.
This is Free Fallin'.
Yep.
Played it at halftime of the first Patriots-Giants Super Bowl.
Oh, you got disdain for this song.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And one of the more underrated songs. I'd have to go through what my top 10 songs are, but this one may be in the top 10 songs.
Interesting.
Not that one.
Okay, but the song you're thinking of?
American Girl.
Oh, that's a good song. That's a really good song.
Really good song.
That's a ballad too, though, huh? No. I might be thinking of the wrong song then.
Find that.
Yeah, I got you. Can we play right now?
Yeah. There's nothing ballad about that.
Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. No ballad.
No ballad.
Yeah, great song, too.
Yeah, that's a good song. All right. 269-1077, 269-1077. Where would Bill Belichick go if he got fired? All right. So far, potential landing spots. The Jets out of spite for getting fired. The Bengals, although 12-4 last year, I'm not a big fan of Zach Taylor. That could be a Schultz thing.
No, you're right.
He's not going to the Ravens, not going to Steelers. Kevin Stefanski, if he doesn't get it right, could go back to the Browns. Jaguars, no. Titans, no. Colts, no. Texans, no. Only because we're looking for a place that has a quarterback. Some of those places may have potential quarterbacks, but we don't know yet. Chiefs, no. Chargers, I think, is the leading team. That's where he would go.
Yeah, I think Chargers number 1, Bengals number 2.
Chargers, the leading team. Not the Raiders. Who is the Raiders quarterback, by the way? Oh, it's Jimmy G. Would he go there?
No, I don't think so.
Replace McDaniels?
No, he wouldn't do that. I don't see that. The Raiders are dumpster fire. You got to think he's going somewhere where he knows.
But why are they a dumpster fire? They're not a dumpster fire because of the owner.
True.
They're dumpster fire because of McDaniels.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, talk about just a spit in the face.
A little bit. Yeah, that'd be bad. That'd be bad.
Saints, I think Saints are an option.
I think Saints could be an option. He's not going to Denver because it's Russell Wilson and
Peyton's there. They're giving him time to
project.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about, and I didn't even write about this. This could be, coaching legacies part 2, right? So you have Belichick and Saban, but why is Peyton's legacy
and McCarthy
so much better than Mike McCarthy's legacy?
Yep. Saints fans never want to talk about that. Yeah. Cowboys guest Norm, who I always bring on, would bring that up to Saints fans, and they have no answer.
There is no answer.
Zero.
Right? Well, he didn't do the defense. He's the head coach. He's in charge. You can't go 7-9, 7-9, 7-9.
You just like Sean Payton because it's a more
been to one Super Bowl.
Yep, it's a prettier story with the offense.
He's been in 2 NFC Championship games.
No, you're right.
Is that it? Right?
I think so. Yeah.
Were they in the NFC Championship game with it? Oh, they beat maybe 3.
Let's see. I'll tell you.
Did they beat the Bears? Beat them? Was that an NFC Championship game?
Yeah, that was.
Rex Grossman?
Mm-hmm.
In Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
So 3 NFC Championship games? And maybe more than McCarthy. No, McCarthy lost. McCarthy probably more. But, why does, Sean Payton is this Hall of Fame coach, and everyone thinks he's great, but he's got the same basic record as Mike McCarthy.
So he's been in 3. One was
Just
when he lost the
won.
Super Bowl,
Okay.
and then lost to the Bears, like you said, and then lost to the Rams. Yep.
Yeah.
Other than that, lost to Seattle wild card game. Lost
in Seattle.
Yep.
But Seattle had a losing record.
Lost to San Fran in the divisional game.
That's the ridiculous play at the end.
Lost to Seattle in the divisional game. Lost to Vikings in the divisional game. That's the
That
miracle.
was a bad one.
Yeah.
That was the bad one. That was the year after. Was that the year after the NFC Championship game?
Year before.
The year before. Yeah, that's a bad one.
That's the Minnesota Miracle.
That's the Minnesota Miracle. Oh,
Yeah.
I was talking about
the one after the Rams.
I was talking about the one in the dome.
They lose to the Rams in the wild card game, and then they lost
to the Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings in the wild card
the
game.
Miracle. What can you do about that game?
Can't do nothing.
I can't.
And people got on the Williams kid on that, like.
Well, he was the one who blew it.
Yeah, he was.
But I can't blame Peyton. Breeze brought him back. They held the Vikings to field goal after field goal, and all of a sudden, right at the end of the half, Breeze got it going, and it's don't let him. And boom, 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 boom.
That wasn't a Breeze fault, but you can
it
say
wasn't a Breeze or Peyton fault. Outside of not playing well for the first quarter.
The
and a half.
Rams game, Breeze had opportunity to win after that play.
Yeah. They got the ball first in overtime.
And the Vikings game, Breeze definitely messed that game up. The second one.
Didn't play very well.
Played horrible.
Yeah, didn't play very well.
And then Tampa Bay in the divisional game.
Also not Breeze's fault. The tight end fumbled the game. They had the lead. Tampa Bay was trailing every single game.
Jared Cook.
Except the Super Bowl, I think.
We beat them 3 times that year. That would have been number 4.
Can't play him 4 times.
No, that would have been No, you're right. That would have been the 3rd time. Yeah, my mistake.
Stay with us.
My mistake. Monday
not
after.
college basketball.
Look, my man Dave says the wrong stations. I mix these games up.
Right.
That's my thing.
Hey,
Monday
I haven't
morning.
done it yet.
Yeah, you haven't. You've been good. You were good while you were away, which I was shocked.
Good. Yeah.
Did you write it in front of you?
I did not.
Nice.
I probably should have.
Proud of you. You didn't mess up, though.
All right, so some other teams. Philadelphia's not going to.
Nope.
These are teams that Belichick could get a job with the Cowboys. Does he take that job?
I don't know if he wants the Jerry on his back. Because, Jerry micromanages.
I don't know if he does.
You don't think
he
so?
He might micromanage Mike McCarthy, but he may not.
No.
But here's what Belichick might like about Jerry Jones.
The money?
Well, that. But all of a sudden, Jerry does all the talking. And Belichick's not the focus, right? Kraft does no talking. Right? Jerry's outside the locker room after every game.
Belichick wouldn't have to talk.
Belichick is kind of the afterthought. He may like some of that.
That's
right?
a fair point.
I don't need the spotlight. You take the spotlight. I don't care.
And that fits Jerry perfect.
That may work. If you get an understanding on how the team works, and obviously Jerry's going to have final say on the players, or his son is, right? But I'm sure Bill would have input. But that may be a little bit different.
And they might spend money that he wants. Like they'll be
they
willing
would
to
spend money. They would spend money, right?
So this might be the first time in his career he has someone that
he's not going to Minnesota. He's probably not going to the Lions.
And I like Minnesota's coach.
I don't think he's former Patriot quarterback Kevin O'Connell. I don't think he's going to the Packers because we don't know what he got in Jordan Love, and I don't think he's going to the Bears. No. I really don't. We don't know what Justin Fields is yet. Tampa Bay doesn't have a quarterback. Carolina does, but he's not going there. He's not ready to win yet. Saints is a good one, and I don't think he's going to Atlanta.
Good defense and a winning coach.
49ers not going anywhere. Seahawks not going anywhere. We don't know what the Rams quarterback situation is, and we'll see how long McVay is there for.
Matt Stafford's
he's certainly not going to the Cardinals. The only way he's going to the Cardinals.
Caleb Williams. Yeah. You think they do that? Like, what's the percentage?
I don't think they can. No, I don't think they can do it. How do they get rid of Kyler Murray
somewhere
with that contract? Who's going to do that?
You don't think someone's desperate enough?
No.
Okay.
To give up all the draft picks and the money?
Look, Tampa Bay might be a desperate team. The Falcons might be a desperate team.
I would look at it the other way.
Oh, okay.
The Cardinals would be the desperate team.
To get rid of him?
To get rid of him and the contract.
Then get fleeced? Mm-hmm.
Like, here's a 4th-round pick. Yeah. And we'll take the contract.
Look, Atlanta, that'd be a good move for Atlanta if it turns out the Desmond Ridder Heineke situation doesn't work.
No, you're so hamstrung by that.
True.
Contract. I just don't think that's a good idea.
No, that's fair. That is
Not
very fair.
So there's a lot of teams. So let's go through these, all right? Jets, Bengals, Browns, Chargers, I think, is number 1. That's 4. All right, Cowboys is number 5. He's not going to the Giants or the Commanders.
No. I'd put Saints at 6.
You got the Saints. And that's about it. So there's 6. That's pretty good.
That's a
solid
good
list of 6 teams that have good quarterbacks.
And pretty good defenses.
Yeah, I just think it's easier to fill the gaps on the defense and free agency and the draft.
For sure. But he would like to have a piece there. No, the quarterback's the number one most important thing.
Sure.
Like, he has to have that.
Right.
But if the defense has, like, a Derwin James, a Joey Bosa, he's more inclined to, or one of the best secondaries in the Bengals.
Right.
Yeah. So,
they're a lockdown corner. Right. Yeah. So, that again, I don't think he's getting fired. I don't think he should get fired. I do think he has to answer
for Brady.
If he didn't want Brady back at 2 years, $30 million per, then that's on him. That's a bad job by Belichick.
Now, what about the Saban side of it?
The Saban side of it, I don't understand. Let's check this out. All right, we got some time here because I'm not buying the whole he's slowing down thing. I don't know where we're seeing he's slowing down. He lost 2 games in the last couple of seconds in 2 games last year, and I don't think there was some coaching mistakes. All right, but it's not getting blown out.
No.
All right, so let's go back to 20. Okay. Alabama was 2nd in the nation. Georgia was number 1. And is that where, well, we didn't have NIL there in 20, right? So 21. All right. Alabama gets the number 1 recruiting class in the nation, the all-time best recruiting class. So he is in 2020, he's number 2. In 21, he's number 1. All right. Then I'm going to say in 2022, A&M got it.
And didn't do anything.
And they're still working on it, right? That's last year's class. They're sophomores now.
I'm just giving them a hard time.
Alabama was number 2. So they've been 2, 1, 2.
Can't beat that.
And then this past year, they're number 1. Again.
Even with NIL and these other teams making waves.
So they've been, in the last 4 recruiting classes, 20, 21, 22, 23, they've either been number 1 or number 2.
Yep. Only thing you can say he's slowing down with, and I think it's just the game is changing, is the defense is clearly the past 3 seasons haven't been good.
Well, he's had the problem is defensively he has not been able to get the pass rush, and I don't know what happened last year with Will Anderson. He put up some good numbers, led the SEC in sacks, but does anybody remember a ball game where he played extremely well? He had like 1 play against LSU and like 1 play against Texas, and I don't remember anything else. I don't think he played. Now, he was in the backfield all game long against A&M, but the quarterback kept on getting rid of the ball. So all he was doing was chasing them around. By the way, Alabama right now, 5th in the nation. They've only got 15 commits, and they're sitting right behind Michigan at 26 commits.
Jeez.
So, again, he's going to be number 1 or number 2 again. Saban ain't slowing down.
No, I'm with you.
LSU's struggling a little bit. They're 13th.
Don't know
they
what
got 19 commits.
Brian Kelly needs to have a big recruiting year after this season.
He's having a big recruit.
No, I'm saying like getting high, getting like a top class coming up in this upcoming season. after the season.
Why after the season?
Because I feel like you can pitch to them, hey, look at us. We're winning. It's my guys, Nuss, Jaden, look what I did for them. We've won back-to-back years, exceeded expectations. Come join what we're building.
Why is that not happening now?
Well, 1 year, they over-exceeded expectations. Players might not, believe it's there.
All right.
Just to say you have 2 years, but you're right. It should be
Oregon
going on
is
now.
ahead of them. Tennessee's ahead of them. Notre Dame is ahead of them.
Shouldn't be ahead of them, yeah.
Penn State is ahead of them, right? Florida is ahead of them.
Shouldn't be. Definitely not. But that's because Billy knows how to recruit Louisiana and take some of these guys from him.
Well, I believe Brian Kelly knows how to recruit.
No, I'm not saying not know how to recruit.
And they'll probably end up with a top 10 class, although I don't know who's going to fall out of the top 10. Penn State?
Probably.
Right? No, I don't think Saban's slowing down.
No.
I just don't think his, everyone's told this, right? We don't rebuild, we reload, but you're reloading with guys that are not quite as good as the guys that replace.
Mm-hmm.
Some of their receivers were the all-time greats.
Yeah.
Bryce Young is,
for so
isn't
many
he the
years.
first quarterback to win Heisman Trophy for Alabama? Think about that.
Crazy.
Right?
That's wild. With Jalen, Tua, Mac. Yeah.
Joe Namath, Bart Starr, Kenny Stabler. They've had some good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Coker. AJ McCarron.
I was just about to say.
Right?
AJ
They've
McCarron.
had some really good ones.
Was it Chris or Brian Sims? Chris Sims, right? No,
Blake Sims.
Blake Sims.
Blake Sims. So they've had some good quarterbacks, but he was the first one to win it. Devontae Smith won it.
Yeah.
Although Mac would have won it
if Jalen Waddle was back.
Didn't get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't think Saban is slowing down. He's got some new challenges.
For sure.
All right, because Georgia's pretty good now. We'll see if Florida gets it together. Harbaugh has figured things out at Michigan.
Has he?
He's been to the playoff the last 2 years.
True.
I don't think the Ohio State games
because he won.
I don't think the Ohio State game's been all that close the last couple of years. I know he hasn't gotten to the championship game, but
you don't think he has to win win it all in some of these years before
it'd be
Michigan?
nice.
Yeah.
Before what?
They say okay, maybe, or are they just content with playoff?
No, they want to win it.
Yeah.
But I mean, last year they lost to TCU. That's a bad loss. Let's be honest. And
Yeah.
the way they lost was a bad loss.
Was bad, yep.
Okay. That's a bad loss. They should have been playing Georgia. So that's a bad loss. But
if JJ McCarthy doesn't play good this year, is the seat not getting a little warmer?
I'm not sure it was I'm not sure it was on JJ McCarthy. I think the Michigan defense was nowhere to be found last year against TCU. They couldn't stop
even worse
TCU at all last year. So, all right, let's take a timeout. When you're looking to try someplace new, check out the Dining by District feature on the eatlafayette.com website. You'll see all the locally owned and operated restaurants that are part of Eat Lafayette this year, grouped by Dining District. You may find a new favorite right in your area of town. Eat Lafayette from Lafayette Travel and 103.3 The GOAT. We put a bow on it. When we come back, we're off to New Orleans for Sunbelt Media Days on 103.3 The GOAT.
Where you at, Acadiana? Scott Babin here with Mike's Marine and ATV and Broussard and Mike's Marine and Storage in New Iberia. I'm here to talk to you about aluminum boats. At Mike's Marine, we offer War Eagle, Crestliner, G3, and the all-new Avid aluminum boat lines. So if you're looking for anything from 14 to 23 foot, either a John, flat bottom, bass, or bay, we got you covered. All powered with Yamaha, Mercury, or Suzuki outboards. So if you're looking for a deal on an aluminum boat, give me a call at 839-2981. It's 839-2981. And remember, at Mike's Marine, we're keeping you on the water.
The following businesses proudly support the broadcast of UL Athletics on 103.3 The GOAT, 1420 AM, and News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Golfballs.com.
Rustic Renegade.
Harrison Paint.
South College Center.
And Capital One.
Support these businesses that support Ragin Cajun broadcast and bring all the action into your homes, cars, smart speakers, or wherever you work all season long.
If your business would like to join the winning team and support the broadcast of UL Athletics by becoming a UL broadcast booster, contact Pam Begno by calling 337-233-6000.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the LHSAA, are the 110,000 high school sports students in Louisiana. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Lafayette Roofing, from the roof to the roots of Acadiana. We know issues with your roof can be intimidating and maybe even expensive, but not if you call Lafayette Roofing. Big or small, we handle it all at a price you can afford. We also offer our standard 5-year labor and materials warranty. Lafayette Roofing takes pride in being in the heart of Acadiana and the official roofing company of your Ragin Cajuns. So if you need a roof, who else would you call? Call Lafayette Roofing. Our name says it all. 237-ROOF. That's 237-7663.
For many servicemen and women, the battle doesn't end when they come home. And I know, because I too struggle with the invisible wounds of service. Pups for Patriots and Sam literally changed my life. If you're a veteran or know a veteran struggling with post-traumatic stress or a traumatic brain injury, go to AmericanHumane.org to learn more about the Pups for Patriots Service Dog Program. Let's give our veterans a fighting chance.
A message from American Humane.
Don't let someone get your goat. There's plenty to go around for everyone. 103.3 The GOAT, the greatest sports talk of all time.
All right, Dave Schultz, Lyndon Burton on a Monday afternoon sports chat, 103.3 The GOAT. Let me see. I'm going to send you the schedule for tomorrow.
Cool deal.
All right. Because we really only really changed. Was it like Wednesday when Ryan McGee came on?
Yeah.
So this is going to be kind of set. All right. So tomorrow we start off with a fighting. Well, this is not it. We start off with the show's going to start off right at the top of the hour with John Summerall from Troy. Then the Troy players. Then Kane Womack, and then the South Alabama players. Then Dez is going to come on at the end of the first hour, and then the Cajuns are. So in the first hour, we get Troy, South Alabama, and then the Cajuns.
Nice.
All right. Keith Gill is coming on live at 4:20.
Okay.
But earlier in the day, I'm interviewing Will Hall, Southern Miss, Butch Jones, Arkansas State, Terry Bowden, and ULM, and G.J. Kinney in Texas State. So
right, we got a packed show.
We got a packed show already. And then the same thing happens the next day.
So are any of those going to be live, or are all those pre-recorded?
Yes. Half will be, 7 are taped, and I should say 4 are taped, but I guess it's 8 with the players.
Gotcha.
Those are separate, right? Then the coaches. And then, again, it is Troy, South Alabama, and the Cajuns. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
Right at the beginning of the show.
Gotcha.
Then the others will play when we're done with that. We'll organize it. I'll send you this email right now with the
list.
The list on there. And we'll determine who's going to be where. The thing is, there's no break. They're not giving us a chance to break. So
you
somewhere
got to go through.
Well, we will. We're going to have to take commercial breaks somewhere along the way, right?
True.
It just may be a little bit different when we do it. So we're going to be flying by the seat of our pants.
All right.
Tomorrow.
Just be ready.
All right?
Gotcha.
Most likely, you be ready.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Me, I be ready. Yeah.
Plus, because it's like the end of the day, for example, let's see here. So Commissioner Gill is starting at 10 a.m. All right. And then those are the main stage. Like Kane Womack is going to start at a different radio station at 9:20. And by the time I get him, right, it's going to be after 3 o'clock. So these guys are going to be, usually they get backed up. We reset around lunch, but they're in and out. And some of these guys, I'm sure the Cajuns are just driving in tomorrow. South Alabama is just driving in tomorrow. It's all of a 2-hour ride from each spot.
Yeah.
Right? So, but we're looking forward to that. This is the difference, and we understand. There'll probably be about 10 to 15 radio stations, maybe. And they got to go back and forth from maybe the Dome.
Yeah.
And so there's different rooms where they go to. It's not quite as labor intensive as the SEC for them, but it's great for us because we get to see all of
the players.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is. It's neat. It's 2 players versus 3, but
still you get
plus,
everyone.
For the most part, they're anxious to be there. And once they realize we're not there for a gotcha question.
Yeah.
I'm not a gotcha guy in this case, right? They're there. We need to talk about some issues, right? At Georgia, you got to talk about what was going on with the off-the-field things, right? You got to talk to Mississippi State about Mike Leach. You can't, not talk about the elephant in the room, right? We got to talk about the starting quarterback for the Cajuns, and what are we doing, right? You got to say, Kane, why are we, win total 7.5. I know you're not concentrating on that, but someone does not think very highly of the Ragin or the South Alabama Jaguars, and I do. So
y'all are supposed to be the number 1 team.
I think you're supposed to be the number 1 team. It seems like people are going with Troy as the de facto, kind of the default champion, and do not know why. Maybe because they came in and beat you guys last year. All right, great show today. It did fly by, didn't it?
It flew, man.
It really did. Tomorrow's going to fly by as well.
Missed having you.
Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday, it'll fly by, all right? And then Thursday and Friday, we'll play all the interviews that we could not air during the show, which we were able to do at SEC Media Days. All right, special thanks to Chris Gordy, Locked On SEC. Thanks to Phil Steele from the Preseason Magazine, his own magazine. Corey Diaz, the Daily Advertiser, Talking Cajuns, and Ryan Ballingy, Golf News Net. Thanks to Lyndon Burton for doing a bang-up job. The effort is always appreciated. Thanks to the listeners for tuning in. That's appreciated. We'll be live from Sunbelt Media Days Tuesday and Wednesday, brought to you by Lafayette Roofing and Dwight Andrus Insurance. Be sure to tune in on 103.3 The GOAT.
At Lofton, we're in the business of matching hard workers with some of the most sought-after employers in the Lafayette area. To Lofton, you're more than just another employee. We care about your interests, and we can help match you with a company that needs your skills. You can complete an application, schedule an interview, and even browse jobs by simply going to lofton.jobs. That's lofton.jobs. We also offer an unlimited $100 referral bonus. At Lofton, we put people to work. Lofton.jobs.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I want to share with you the experience of Donna in Washington. She writes, I got injured about 5 years ago. I was let go when, because of the injury, I couldn't keep up with my schedule. I've tried to find other work, but I'm 68 now. No one wants to hire someone that old. This week is tough, though, because I had to get my tooth fixed. So I only have $10 in my checking account. But it will be okay. I at least have food because of this pantry. Millions of people face hunger. Some every day, just like Donna. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys